Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Weird Gunsmithing Tool of the Day. This is my second installment. I'm hoping to make more. Hopefully they start catching on. Today I have a really interesting tool, or rather consumable material type thing on the bench today, and that is shim stock. Shim stock is exactly what it looks like. It's just thin pieces of sheet metal. You can see this is 1/1000th of an inch thick, and this set goes up in I think like 1/4 of a thousandths all the way up to 6/1000ths of an inch. I bought this on Amazon several years ago, and I believe this is stainless steel as well. I'm pretty sure it is because it hasn't started rusting. Although I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just getting lucky with my storage. But it's very useful for increasing the dimensions of a part when you're doing part fitment. So a lot of trigger work, if you're working on an old gun where parts are not readily available and you need to tighten up, say, the sear to hammer fitment or something, you can basically just, whether solder or glue, or I use this stuff that Midway USA recommends, 680 green Loctite, which I've had mixed results with that. You can basically just increase the part's dimension by a known dimension. So it's really helpful when you need it. It's very, very rare that you need it. Another spot, though, and the reason I took this out today, I was working on this Smith & Wesson 945, an absolutely beautiful handgun based on the 1911 platform. And I wanted to put a gold bead front sight on this guy, and as you can see, there he is all on there in his glory. But the problem was that the dovetail for the old sight was much larger than for this. This is a Heine gold bead front sight, and I think it cost me about $85 or $100. But the dovetail on the sight was too small for the dovetail on the rail, so I literally just took a piece of 5/1000 shim stock, cut it to the right width of the dovetail, folded it over on itself, and then just slid it in there, and that tightened up the gap almost completely. And then I basically just sandwiched it all in with green Loctite, and it made a pretty tight fit. And then, if you want to focus, Mr. Camera, there we go. Did a little bit of swaging to get that nice and tight. It's still ugly. It needs to get cleaned up. I know. Don't hate on me. But that's something that just could not have been done with without shim stock. I tried soldering, and I guess at least the solder I'm using doesn't really like to stick to stainless steel very well. I'm also not very good at soldering. So yeah, this is shim stock. I would highly recommend it if you do lots of very, very tight parts fitment on old guns and obsolete guns. I hope this helps someone, and have a good day, everybody.